Is this GoPro or is it a...
It's a GoPro, yeah.
Some clone or other?
No, this was my Christmas present that I've never actually managed to use once. It always gets taken off me.
I use it for track days, but this is definitely a three-dimensional track day, so enjoy that. Now, does that look straight to you?
Yeah, it looks fine.
Excellent. I was talking about the camera, I'd like to point that out.
Oh, sorry, right.
Okay then, Ian. Yeah,
Yes.
what can you remember of your last 2 flights in terms of pre-flight checks?
Not a lot.
Nothing,
Not a lot.
right.
Go through it again.
What we do is we got a... Well, that sounds a bit clunky.
Oh, you'll be fine.
What we've got is a series of checks to do that we remember by the mnemonic CB, SIFT, CB and E. Sounds a lot of letters, and if you're learning to glide you need to learn these, because you need to do this every time you get on a glider. So first thing we're checking is, first C is controls. We're making sure that the controls can move freely.
Yep.
And that they're working in the correct sense, which we're pretty sure they are because we've just flown it. Right, controls. Ballast, that's our weights. So you're telling me you're
84 kilograms.
85 say, plus a chute, which is 7 or 8 kilograms. And I'm about 105 in total in the back. So we're within weight limits.
Yeah.
And you also check that there isn't any ballast fastened under your calf muscles at the front seat.
All clear.
Right, so that's controls, ballast. Next letter is S, that's for straps. So my straps are fastened in the back, nice and tight. Yours?
Yep, fastened down the sides and the top, tight.
Right, okay. Right, next letter is I for instruments. If you lower the canopy a wee bit, what we're doing is we're looking to make sure that all the instruments, none of them have got any broken glass, and that they're all set to the proper values, like the altimeter at the bottom right there is set to 0.
Yep.
Tells us the height above the airfield, and the G meter on the left should be reading 1 because we're sitting at 1G.
Yep.
And everything else is electrics are switched on, etc. Which seem to be, except my radio doesn't seem to be working properly for some reason. Never mind. Right, so controls, ballast, instruments. Then F is for flaps. On this aircraft we don't have flaps, but we keep the F in because a lot of
powered aircraft do. Yep.
Then we're T is the next letter, and T is for trimmer. You see the wee green lever next to your stick. When you move that forward, the stick should follow it. Move it back, the stick should follow it, and we're going to set it 2/3 of the way forward or so, because that'll give us about 60 knots trimmed, and we're going to be flying at that kind of speed behind the tug. Right.
Yep.
Then we're on last C is for canopy. So we lower the canopy, and then the 2 paddles either side.
Yep.
You can move forward, and then once they're forward, you can see little pins. They're actually just behind your shoulders. They slide into.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Locked.
Canopy closed and locked. And then B, we've got air brakes. That's the lever here. As you look out on the wings, you can see that they're opening equally both sides.
Yes.
That's them fully open. That's them half open. That's them closed. Push it harder, and it goes into an over centre lock.
So that actually locks them shut, yeah.
That locks them shut. And then we've got a last thing is eventualities, and I've got a wee plan for what happens if the rope breaks at various stages. So I don't need to bother you about the detail of that.
You just know, where you're going to land if things go wrong.
I've got an idea if the rope breaks or something. We'll be landing in this
field, the ground definitely
or
is
the
an
next
idea.
field, or the next field, or we'll be coming back to this field.
Yep.
Okie dokie.
Yep. Sounds good to me.
I've got a glider on approach, I think. The guy at the front's sort of looking as if...
Is he going in the south?
He'll probably, well, I don't know, he's probably landing in the north field.
Portmoak winds, Portmoak winds. Ken, on the next one, can we have an awkward height power failure? Just nice, ease the power off nice and slowly.
Cable on, please. Right, so that's the yellow knob. I'll pull that and let it go again.
Yep.
Right, okay. Now, we're pointing at the tug, but we're also pointing at the trees. So, what I'm doing initially, if you want to put your hands and feet on the controls, you can follow me through on this. Controls are going to be moving quite a bit because there's hardly any airflow over them. So just follow me through lightly on the rudder pedals and on the stick.
Yep.
We're trying to keep the wings level, I'm trying to steer with the rudder, and I'm trying
Yep.
to keep us balanced on the main wheel.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here we go.
Yep.
Nice wee ski jump at that,
Yeah, and we're up. And we're down. Beautiful day.
So there we are. All we need to do now is follow the aeroplane around the sky.
And I take it you're just keeping below him because you don't want to pull his
Yeah.
tail up?
That's right, we're sitting just above the slipstream as we're sitting here.
Uh-huh.
And any time he banks, we just bank at the same angle as him.
Yeah, I can feel you doing that.
And we turn at the same rate then.
Yep. How much power's that thing got? About 100 horsepower?
I just round about that. We didn't fly it at maximum RPM all the time. We've got it just a couple of hundred RPM down for maximum, so it's not producing its absolute full power. But it's sufficient for our purposes.
Yeah, we're getting 4.6 up.
Yeah.
And what altitude are we aiming for today on the Eurofox?
We'll go to 2,500.
2,500.
I didn't actually tell the duck pilot that, but that's what we're going to do.
You hope that's what we're doing anyway?
Well, he just keeps going till we come off gently.
Right, okay.
So you see how when we're in the turn, we've got our wings at the same angle of bank.
Yeah.
But the nose points at the high wingtip, so we didn't try to point the nose at the tail of the turn. So
right, okay.
Depending on how tightly we turn, the nose will point in slightly different positions, but typically it's towards the high wingtip.
Yeah, yeah. Is that so you don't turn inside him?
That's right, or find ourselves flying outside it.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, so this is a normal tow position where we're sitting just above the slipstream. And if a lower pushes sticks forward a wee bit, you can feel a lot more buffet.
Yeah.
That's us in the slipstream. If we go down a wee bit further, the slipstream then scoots above our heads. This is a low tow position.
Right.
This is not a safe position as well.
Right.
So
okay.
any time we want to get back on to the normal position, we just put the tug onto that position in the canopy that it was sitting at before. So if you imagine we've got a gun sight in front of us now,
Yep.
and we're now just above the slipstream. Right. So you can just imagine your crosshairs.
Yep, yep.
So that's all we're really trying to do. Anytime we get too high, and this would be getting too high, starting to lose sight of the tug a bit now.
Yep.
So we didn't want to be much higher than that. So we just get back down to normal tow position. Right, now if the tug pilot flies through a big column of rising air, he might turn a wee bit tighter. We would try and climb in that column of rising air. And also, as we're being towed up, we try to make a note of where those columns of air, rising air were.
Yeah, because we'll need
so
them later on.
If we get released and we're not in a column of rising air, then we could try to fly back and find one.
Yeah. So is it just thermaling today? I take it the hill's not working?
There's no wind to make the hill work.
Right.
So we're just looking for anywhere where the sun's hitting the ground today eventually kicks off a thermal.
There's one. It's actually a beautiful day, it's just a shame there's not more wind, eh?
Well, it's a wee bit cloudy, a wee bit hazy. Yesterday was a really nice day. It was very windy, but visibility was spectacular. You could see from one coast to the other. I was flying about 5,000 feet up around Crieff and well, between Crieff and Stanley on the Tay.
Fantastic.
Back and forward there for a wee while. And yeah, visibility was great. You could see, as I say, both coasts almost.
It's fantastic. I think you don't get many days like that up here then?
Well, yeah.
Variable.
Some of the guys that flew from here all the way up north of the Loch Ness and back again. So they were doing quite good cross countries yesterday.
Were they in similar aircraft to this, or were they in the...
well, slightly higher performing aircraft to this. You can see we're up, we're higher than 1,500 feet now.
Passing 16.
And we're up and down behind the tug. As he flies into some rising air, he goes up.
Yeah.
And then we fly into it, we go up. and he flies out, he goes down. So it's a bit of a seesaw kind of exercise.
Yep, I can just feel you making all the small corrections. You're not doing any big corrections, it's just all small.
No, because we're now at 60 miles an hour, 60 knots rather, we've got quite a lot of high speed airflow, so the controls or movements are all just fairly minor.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I remember from the last lesson was the control weight, and you really don't need to do very much to make it respond. Very nice. So I think the highest I've been when I was flying with Craig over the hill was 2,500. So I think that's all we managed to get that day.
Well, it must have been quite breezy that day to get 2,500 feet on the hill.
It was really windy. It was worked really well. We were just doing we're doing the racetrack in the sky over it and just straight up.
So the most important thing we do when we're flying is we're looking out the window.
Yeah.
And if you see another aircraft, you can tell me. If I see one, I'll tell you.
Yep, definitely.
We both help each other in that regard.
What's the ceiling at today? It looks...
cloud base was about 2.5 when we were flying earlier.
Right, okay. So
it's probably gone up a wee bit as the morning goes on.
So is this the most efficient speed for the glider then to fly at? To get
it's the most, well, as long as the glider's flying, it's probably about the best climb speed for the tug.
Yeah, okay.
We could probably go a bit slower. But the sort of combination of being able for control to be quite easy and for everybody to have a little margin in hand.
Yeah.
Right, so we're coming up to 2,300 feet. We haven't actually been towed to anything that's quite strong thermal. It seems to have taken us, although we are going to sunny spots on the ground, so we'll maybe find something coming off in a wee while. So we're up about 2,400 feet now. We'll be coming off at 2.5.
Yep.
So I'm looking out to the left to make sure it's clear, because when we pull the rope, make sure it's the rope's away, we'll then be turning to the left.
Okay.
So another 100 feet or so's time.
So I take it in this airspace you can fly up to 6,000 feet, is that right?
Actually we'll go a bit higher than that. There's a wee sort of triangle that we've got.
Right.
That's it, 2.5 is going to release here.
Yep.
Cables away, and then we can climb and turn. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to head back towards that big cloud over there.
This one?
Yeah, that's straight on up on the nose now.
Yep.
In line with the nose, but higher up. So you take control.
Okay, I have control.
Okay. And for the first wee bit, we'll just fly straight back. So you remember, anytime you twitch with the stick, twitch with the rudder pedal as well.
Yeah.
Did you hear the phrase adverse yaw when David was flying with you last time?
No, I didn't, no.
Right.
I know you've got to keep this in line, and I remember that.
Yeah, right. So why we always use stick and rudder together is because of a secondary effect of the ailerons called adverse yaw.
Right.
So if you follow me through the controls for a moment.
Okay, you have control.
I have control. Excuse me, but I'll have a cough. Right. So you'll have noticed that when we've been flying so far, it's always stick and rudder together.
Yep.
The stick and rudder together.
Yep.
And I'm sure somebody will have mentioned to you already, if you don't use the rudder when you move the stick, this kind of thing happens. I'm going to move the stick to the right.
Yep.
I want you to tell me what happens with the nose initially.
It goes left, yeah, I do remember this now. Yeah,
goes like that,
yeah, goes
and
left.
then it comes round.
Yeah.
So that's the effect called adverse yaw.
Right, okay.
And that's why we always use stick and rudder together. So if I was to look to turn right, which we maybe do just in the sitting because we're in a wee bit of lift here.
Yep.
Or I'll go left instead actually.
Okay, so you look right and then
look
go left.
right, look left, look ahead again, and then I'll roll stick and rudder together to the left, then centralise the stick and reduce the amount of rudder, and have a wee bit of back pressure on the stick just to keep the amount of ground in view or keeping the attitude constant. If I keep the attitude constant, the speed stays constant, and I'm using the stick and rudder together to control the angle of bank.
Yep.
Okay, so we've gone the wrong way for this thermal, so I'm just going to straighten up briefly in a few degrees or so, and see if I can find where the better lift was.
Yep, super.
We'll just stick and rudder together to the right.
Yep, and
we'll
straighten
go over
again.
this way a wee bit for a few seconds.
I take it knowing where the thermals are just comes with experience then?
It comes with trying to read the sky, and it's a bit of a black art, and we didn't get it right all the time. Sometimes because the thermal's not actually there, but we're going to go to the left again, so we're actually in a bit stronger sync still, so I'll try over this side.
Yep. Oh yeah, see we're getting 3 down.
Right. So now we're going to go level. Right, so I'm just using turning, sticking rudder together all the time. You take control.
Okay, I have control.
You have control. And we'll just continue that heading for the moment. We'll see if we can get any place where there might be a bit of lift under a bit of cloud, which is scratching around a wee bit today. And as we're flying in a straight line, it's important that we look out to the sides as well.
Yeah.
So we do this lookout where we're looking ahead, and then we look 45 degrees, and we look above and below the horizon, and then out behind the wingtip, and then we look up above us. And then we'll look straight ahead again and we see the attitude and glance at the instruments.
Yeah, so you're scanning all the time.
Yeah. So now we're going to go to the right. So what I want you to do is to look to the left first.
Yep.
And then all the way around to the right, behind the right wingtip. And then we're satisfied it's clear. Look ahead again.
Yep.
And do roll stick and rudder together. More rudder. That's it. And then ease off the rudder. That's it.
Just keep the nose. Not turning very sharp.
That's okay. It might be that we can't find the thermal at all, which happens quite frequently. Okay, roll level. Right, so when you come out of the turn, remember, as you centralise things, centralise the rudder as well.
Yep. Down a wee bit.
Keep the attitude constant. How I remember how much attitude you need is, imagine it as a pint of Guinness sitting on top of the flat bit of the common, and the top bit of the Guinness is on the horizon. That lets me understand.
That's a good analogy, that's one I can relate to.
Right, so just feel the air getting a wee bit buoyant there.
Yep.
And if you feel one wing getting pushed up rather than the other, which might have been the right wing there,
okay.
Let's make a wee turn, hang on a second, a wee turn to the right about now.
Okay, look left.
Look left, right,
gonna head.
Turn to the right. So that's it, stick a bit more rudder, that's it, and then centralise everything, reducing the amount of rudder.
Yep.
Alright, there we go.
Up nose up a wee bit, I think.
That's it. And then I'll look in the direction of the turn, right out to the horizon, then look ahead again.
And straighten up.
No, just keep going.
Oh, sorry.
Let's keep in the
Trying to anticipate, sorry.
No, well, we're just going to try and turn in that thermal. So we've come out of it now, so I'm going to try to steer you back into it.
Okay.
Keep the turn going, keep the angle of bank going. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Okay, 3, 2, 1, straighten up. And I'm going to get you to roll back into it again, right? Too much rudder that time.
Okay.
Just no, keep going straight.
Oh, sorry.
When I meant roll back into it, I meant roll, turn to the right again.
Oh, okay,
right,
okay,
so
okay.
Turn right, stick it round together to the right. And then raise the nose too much, the nose is coming up. Right, so you rolled in there and you were looking to the side. Got to be looking ahead again as you roll.
Right.
You can't tell whether the nose is going up and down.
Right, okay. Yeah,
okay, just trying to reposition you, so low level. Yeah, we're in mega sync now.
Sorry about that.
Right, okay, I want you to turn to the right. So
okay.
There we go now.
Look right, and look ahead again. Keep the nose level.
Mega sync.
Mega sync. -4.
Okay, roll level.
Not a bit too much left, I think.
You're putting in too much left rudder that time.
Yeah, a bit more right, I think.
So, a wee bit more stick. Right. The wings level, cockpit symmetrical with the horizon to fly straight.
Yeah, we're still going 2 down here.
Yeah, can't find any lift at all.
We've already lost
let's-
1500 feet.
That didn't help by flying in 6 and 8 down for a minute.
Yeah.
Right, let's turn left.
Okay.
We're just going to turn through 90 degrees or so. That's it. Centralise everything. Hold that angle back. And go levels, so stick a mirror to the right. And then centralise everything. That's better. Oh, was a wee bit better. And now we're going to fly along the line of the lock. The edge of the lock here, so we're going to turn to the left again.
Okay.
Okay, when you go to the left, that's it. That's better that time.
Just trying to be a bit smoother.
And roll level again.
It's just being smoother, I think that's the key.
Right. Now we need to go to the right about 20 or 30 degrees because we didn't want to overfly the winch launch line.
Okay. That enough?
Okay, right, just